Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I ran into some news today while I was at work, skimming over my phone, and I decided to just give my reaction to it. And you guys have probably already heard about the Destiny 2 crossover with Star Wars, which I was surprised to see the headline. But hold on. Here we go. Now, this is on Forbes.com, written by Paul Tassi, and of course, you guys probably follow Paul's work. He's been writing about Destiny for years, I believe, so he usually comes out with articles on Forbes, and so I'm just reading over his reaction to the news. So Destiny 2 just laid out its grand plan for its final episodic content, Heresy, which launches next week. But in the wake of that presentation, Bungie debuted something not related to the season thematically, rather its next set of cosmetic armor. In another licensed collaboration, this one is different. So let me see if I can make this larger and still on the screen. Yeah, I think that's better. Okay, so yeah, this is definitely different. This is easily Destiny's biggest name collab yet, partnering with Star Wars for armor sets that are not just inspired by Star Wars, but in at least one instance, your Titan can now literally become a flat-out stormtrooper. Warlocks are pretty close to the Red Guard. I think Hunters are based on Death Troopers, which I'm not familiar with, but yeah. So these are Titans, Warlock, and Red, and then Hunters. I'm not really familiar with that set. But yes, that's a full-on stormtrooper in the middle, and it appears a TIE Advance is about to be a ship you can fly around the solar system. It's the first time that Destiny 2 has gone what I would call full Fortnite, a straight up 1-to-1 for skins to purchase. Something Call of Duty has done a lot of the past few years. Destiny 2 has always more loosely adapted its collabs. Some past ones have been PlayStation Heroes, Assassin's Creed, Dungeons and Dragons, and well, Fortnite itself. And obviously we're used to the collabs. I think they have some examples here. Article continues. I'm a bit split here about this, as is the community. Some just see Star Wars and think, oh, that's awesome, day one purchase. Others see this as the game totally jumping the shark when it comes to its microtransactions. I'm on the fence too, but I'm leaning more so against it. I'm somewhere in the middle. It does feel like something of a line to step over for an actual stormtrooper set to be in the game now, as it makes you wonder just how on the nose future collaborations are going to be. Then again, Destiny 2 really allows for significant customization. Sure, I guess you could walk around as a white stormtrooper like the movies, but you could mix and match pieces with hundreds of other options in the game, plus hundreds of shaders for further modification. That's something that I feel will help make this perhaps not as obvious, which might be the word. And he concludes by saying it is on theme in a sense that these are characters from a sci-fi universe, and I suppose you're not just an actual named character like Hunter, Darth Vader, or Warlock Palpatine. Still, this really took me off guard, and it does open the door for an entirely different level of collaborations in the future. These will be available with the launch of the Heresy episode next week. Yeah, this is like I said, these are some collaborations we've had before in terms of ornaments. As Paul says, you can mix and match everything, change the color. So customization is there, but especially for the Titan, with that Stormtrooper, there's really not much you can do with that in terms of mix and match. Change the color, obviously, with shaders, but in terms of mixing and matching gear pieces, to me, Titan's collab, I mean, that would be the most difficult to mix and match with other sets. Warlock's set looks really cool. Hunter, it's not really recognizable for me, so I can leave that one out. But I would first certainly say Titan and Warlock, they look good, especially Warlock's. Warlock's is my favorite. The TIE Fighter, nostalgic. I would get that just to have one. You know what I mean? Like outside of a Star Wars game. But yeah, that's the article. And he wrote this, yesterday, which was Wednesday morning. So there's that. I mean, I am a Star Wars fan. Return of the Jedi is my favorite still. So, do I think that these fit into Destiny 2? No, not really. Paul did make a point of saying that, this is sci-fi, but at the same time, it's like Star Wars is still that galaxy far, far away from where Destiny 2 is. But it is a video game. You take it as it is. And there's just one thing that bothers me about the collaborations. There is one thing, because it is getting to the point now where I feel like from what we've had already, it just feels like something else for us to buy with actual money. So I don't know if this is a collab, but this definitely doesn't have anything to do with the foundation of the game. So I'm assuming this is a collab. You guys can correct me in the comments. But yeah, just the armor sets are expensive. This one's $15. You can buy this one for Bright Dust, which is the in-game currency, but otherwise, most of this stuff in Eververse, you have to outright buy it with actual money. So this is $15. This is $15. So it's yeah, I think this is a collab. Yeah, I believe this is a collab as well. But again, for Hunter alone, it's $20 for it. I also think that this one might be a collab. And this is also $20. So are they just gonna add another gear set for us to, essentially it's just something else for us to buy? And so this is probably from Assassin's Creed, or like I said, inspired by that. So yeah, that's the only thing that bothers me, because if you want all of these collab gear sets, it's $20 a piece. And if you have 3 characters like I do, Titan, Warlock, and Hunter, I mean, every time they come out with a collab, that's $60 if you want one for every character. So ultimately, I mean, I really have to be picky about what I'm spending money on. And then you have stuff like this. This is $20, but I don't think this one has anything to do with a collaboration. It's a really good looking gear set for Hunter. Yeah, I think it's too much. It's too much money. And I also think that like the pieces individually, they should drop in the game as rewards for certain activities, so that when you have these types of collaborations, they should integrate it into the game by having these become rewards, instead of like you can be a day one player in Destiny 2 and just start buying a whole bunch of sets and have everything. So there's really no incentive to actually play the video game. But yeah, for me, I mean, that's the only thing. The collaborations too often, they're just turning into something to buy. The other one that I spotted is a ship, and it's the Ecto jump ship. This is $10, and obviously this doesn't have anything to do with Destiny 2, but it's from the Ghostbusters movie, so it's really cool looking. But again, ultimately, it's just adding something else to the game that we have to buy. It doesn't drop from an activity completion. You just come to Eververse and it's another microtransaction. So I don't know. I mean, years ago we had hopes of Eververse, the story in the game, only being so big and not getting out of hand. But now it's way past the point where the store is completely out of hand, and really not a lot of this stuff drops from as a reward for completing activities in the game. So I mean, that'd be the only thing that I would change. You can still have it in the game as an option for players to buy, but having that as the only option for players, is you just have to buy it. There's no way to earn it through gameplay. That's the only thing that bothers me. So yeah, it's just another $20 to $60 going out the door for a game that's not free to play. So you're buying a season pass or the episode or the season itself, and then you're buying these collaborations, and then you're buying the gear sets that automatically come with Eververse every episode or every season. It just gets to be too much, and so you start asking the question, like, how much does the game actually cost? But yeah, you just those are my thoughts, and you guys can leave your feedback on it in the comments below. So thank you guys for tuning in, and I'll see you next time. Take care.